All right.
Me? Yeah, okay. No, thanks, Monica.
Okay, cool, guys.
Most of the guys here.
Dude, it's only English, so that's like all Japanese if you want to.
No, Japanese.
Yeah, we actually
okay, cool.
Japanese unless you want to order beers.
On the English side of those guys
Hands up, and then, yeah, you can
last
ask
week.
your questions.
Peter Steves the tour we'll see in Cape Town next week.
Damian, great being back in South Africa. How the season for you in Japan? How good has it been back in South Africa? Meeting up with a couple of guys you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, morning everyone. Yeah, it's always, I must say, it's always special coming back home to South Africa. I've been lucky enough to travel the world, play rugby and see some beautiful places, but there's nothing like South Africa. I know I'm from Cape Town, but it will be very biased, but it's by far the best city in the world. It's the most beautiful city in the world, and there's a lot of things to do there. So yeah, every time coming back to South Africa, and then especially going back to Cape Town, I always get a little excited feeling in my body, like I'm a little kid going home again. So I love it. I play rugby overseas in Japan at the moment, but nothing excites me more than coming back to South Africa.
We're a team that love to analyze the opposition, individual players. We'll always do that, and Felix played a massive role in that, and finding our exactly where we think the opposition.
Yeah, I think a third World Cup would be great to finish a long career. But for me, it's just the enjoyment of the rugby, especially playing in Japan. The game's a lot faster there compared to what I played in the past and in other leagues. So yeah, for me it's I know after achieving so much in rugby, sometimes it's you lose motivation. But for me, I think it's inspired me more personally to get better and just try and enjoy my rugby more and play with a bit less freedom. I mean, a lot more freedom and a lot less pressure. So, it feels like the older I get, the more I'm enjoying myself, and the less pressure there is on me and the less pressure I'm putting on myself. And
no, without a doubt.
I think it comes with age where you start learning about yourself a lot more, and you start learning that you can enjoy rugby or your sport a lot more, knowing that you only have a few more years left in you, which is my case at the moment. But yeah, at the moment I really enjoy my rugby, and I feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I'm improving my game a lot. And that's the most important thing. I think if I was going backwards at this age, then I'd have to have a good look at myself in the mirror and just be honest with myself. But at the moment, I'm still really enjoying myself. I can feel I'm
that's why the specific game.
It was
a lot of
last week you played 10 in Japan. Is that perhaps an option? Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll be an option. Yeah, I played a couple times this year. I played a couple times last year as well, which is quite nice.
It's been
lot different.
Really
it was just
exciting. I would say is the first thing.
Short on cover at 10.
To work with some of the coaches that
and Robbie Deans just put me in there in case something
and
happened in the season.
from some of the
in case it was a big disaster.
ways that we've
just more
evolved.
just so that I get a feel
at the way
at 10 if something does happen.
Springboks have played from
it was a good
2019 to
really
2023.
it,
how much the team changed
this
and evolved over that time. Immediately even coming back in now, you can see that evolvement is continuing, and I think it's one of the great strengths that this group doesn't like to just stand still. They're constantly looking to improve.
I think about it a lot. I got 2 more
exciting
seasons
part
left in Japan,
so there's been an involvement.
Contract finishes in 2027,
is really exciting.
and I really enjoy it there. But yeah, my body still feels very good at the moment. Now obviously see how my body is next year and the year after, and how I am mentally, and if I can keep up with rugby moving forward. But ideally I would love to finish in South Africa, and I would only want to finish in Cape Town. So if the chance does come for me to finish in Cape Town, then I can play a season or 2 in Cape Town in South Africa for the Stormers and Western Province. I would love to, but yeah, we'll see when the time comes, when it gets closer to the end of my contract, yeah, but I don't see myself playing anywhere else besides coming back to Cape Town.
Damian, hello. Next Tuesday will be the 30th anniversary of the 1995 World Cup, and it seems to be a pivotal moment in the history of your country. You were very young, but how do you look at it? Is it still something important to look up to the players of 1995?
Yeah, it's quite tough because I was only, I think, 3 or 4 years old at the time. But obviously growing up and learning about some of the history of South African rugby, it's incredible to see, and the way we can celebrate it, we must always celebrate it and enjoy it, because I don't think we'd be the team who we are now without them, and we must always enjoy and embrace that. So yeah, I know we've been very successful over the past few years, but a lot of the success comes from 1995, where they actually gave us the motivation and inspiration to know that we can become a great rugby nation. So I think it all started in 1995, but yeah, like I said, it's quite tough because I was very young at the time. We still use it as motivation and inspiration.
Every team gets coached differently, you know. We've got just the angle that we do in South Africa as national coaches. When guys come to us, you know, Aaron Peters with us, Cash from the Lions with us, and Roman Basil next week with us. So if we can share ideas on
yeah, I don't know.
You know,
I think it's quite tough because I think sometimes with fans, once they fixated on something about a player, it just sticks with
that's why we
that
have
fan
alignment
and the player. It's like
and just to make sure the guys
agreement between
what
themselves and the player,
and when they hear what
and it
they
just
will
sticks
have
with
to change.
them through their
So
whole
we
career.
never take them on the
But no, it doesn't affect me. I know I've improved a lot. I also understand
it's very difficult to judge a guy like
rugby is a dominant sport,
Who's
so
winning
for us
the Sharks and
to
they've
play
got a
and
defense system.
achieve
But
things on the
what we've
field,
seen
we
is
need
that,
dominance and we need
you
to
know,
go forward
and we want to use
understand
it.
that
So I
sometimes
think it's
I
a
had to
healthy
do
situation. Things
the
come out
dirty
like
work to put the forwards on the front foot
we were
and
hoping we'd only
guys
play
on the front foot,
Lucet,
but
and
it
now
wasn't
we
just
can play
only me.
Lucet fast, but we can also play hooker.
But
So,
yeah, it's
you know,
also,
we leave
I understand
it,
the
and then,
basics of rugby,
you know, that
to
Bulls
do the
team,
basics well.
Their record actually,
You can put your team in good spaces.
16, 17 Springboks in the squad.
Yeah, I've learned a lot
And,
over the past few years. I've
you know,
learned that moving the ball
we were totally
can open up more
game,
space,
but
not just for
we
yourself,
know
but for the
those
guys
players
around you as
don't
well.
think, you know, they haven't left
But
trouble
yeah,
and had a tough thing.
I still know that sometimes we're going to have to grind it out and carry the ball.
So yeah, it's tough to be
2 or 3
worried
forwards
because of
and
franchise
try and get
level.
momentum
You
and
just
try and
don't
get the
have
guys
to
over the
keep
advantage line.
on what they're exactly doing.
Yeah, for me it doesn't affect me. I understand what we want to achieve on the field, and the way we have to achieve it is by being dominant.
Your combination with JC also had an exceptional season this year. I'm looking forward to matching it, teaming up.
Yeah, always. Yeah, we have a great friendship. Try and see each other quite often. Meet up with them and stuff and just have a catch up. And, yeah, we get along very well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Whether him and I play or a guy like Ethan coming onto the scene now, that's had a great season as well in the URC, and obviously Andre and Lukey helping him at the Sharks. So no matter which one of the centre pairings play, we'll make sure that we're always prepared and ready to achieve on the field.
All the noise that was going on around it, now that Rusty already has said that they see a guy like looked like they were going to see it. You know, young guy, looking forward to maybe playing alongside a youngster like that this season if you get the chance, and maybe looking to impart some knowledge on a guy who could have a very long career.
Yeah, definitely. I think I can learn a lot from Ethan. The way he's played in the URC this season has been incredible. I think he's been the backbone of the Sharks backline. He's always going forward, he's very dominant. I'd love to train with him a bit more and obviously play with him, just to get a good feel from him with his communication on the field and stuff. So I have trained alongside him a bit. It hasn't been that much, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's got a great future, and Jesse, Andre, Luki and myself will do the best we can to make sure that we can give him as much knowledge as possible, and when he does get the opportunity that he's ready and he can just go out there and express himself.
In terms of looking back to the last few years, are you concerned that Japanese barbarians and preparation for how much
No, I think there's obviously a lot of people will just assume that. But
yeah, it's not just for myself, but for us as a whole group, for us as a rugby nation country, rugby playing country. I think it was massively important to get someone like Tony Brown in to test our skills and to teach us new skills, and to teach us how to move the ball before contact and when to move the ball. Obviously rugby is changing, the rules are changing. You can see already in some of the competitions that we have to want to get penalties in more scrum times. The rugby, I think they're trying to make the game a bit more dynamic. So we have to improve and we have to develop our game so that even if we get dominance at scrum time, we might not get the penalty, so we must just be ready to be able to play rugby like Tony Brown wants us to play. And we're on the right path. That's the most important thing. I think for a lot of us old guys, I think we've learned a lot over the past year through Tony. I think it's been incredible to see the development of the forwards, especially with the skills and stuff. So, yeah, I think this year we'll go from strength to strength, but I think by next year and the year after going into the World Cup, I think it's going to be very exciting times.
So hopefully our training
with
is never as good as a match.
And
then the matches we think we will tough, so I don't think it's a big problem.
Possibly resting a few of you guys when they start the season. I know it's ridiculous to think.
Yeah, a little bit is, but I must say, like I'd love to achieve it, but if it doesn't happen, it's not, for me, it's not the end of the world. If it does happen, it will be flippin' special and I'll really cherish it and enjoy it. But if it doesn't happen, for me, at least I know I gave it my everything and I let it all out there and I gave it the best chance possible. So I'll just take it as it comes. If I get the opportunity to play again, I'll put both hands up. I'll train week in and week out to make sure the team's better. But yeah, like I said, it's for me. If it happens, it happens. It'll be a great achievement. But for me, if it doesn't, it won't be the end of the world. I know I've had a long career, and I've had a very enjoyable career. I've made some great mates. I've made some great memories with them on and off the field, and that will stick with me for a lot longer than just the amount of test matches itself. So.
Damian, you've worked a lot with Robbie Deans now in the last couple of seasons. He's coaching the Barbarians next week. Is there anything, what do you expect, or anything you can impart with the team, that the way he coaches, or the players, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've spoken to some of the coaches, spoken to Felix and Jerry a bit, from the attacking side. Obviously, I love Panasonic, I love the way we play rugby, I love that Robbie Deans has taught me a lot. But my country comes first. So, yeah, I have a lot of respect for Robbie and Ash, our attack coach, is also the attack coach of Barbarians next week. They've taught me a hell of a lot in Japan and how to identify space and moving the ball and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be challenging because Robbie and Ash will want the guys to move the ball around. And I think the challenge will be, especially when you play the Barbarians, they want a loose game. But I think Robbie and Ash will get them to move the ball around in a structured environment. And they'll get that structure right quite quickly. And luckily for Lourdes and myself, we know quite a bit of the structure, so we don't know what exactly they will do, but we might have an idea of what they will try and bring.
Happy? Cool.